Hey Cal, last three games you've earned the start in net and done pretty well. Does it feel like things are going pretty well for you? Feeling pretty good between the pipes right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like I said earlier, it's all about kind of building into the season. And I kind of feel like I've gotten more comfortable game by game and the experiences that I've gotten. So it's more so just kind of taking everything I can from the previous game and building it on and, just continuing to feel more confident in there.
Goalie is kind of that weird position where only one guy can play at once. How is the relationship with you and Jonathan when two goalies both want to be in at the same time, but also need to kind of support each other and have a good relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything changed. I think we're both really competitive guys, so I think we're both obviously going to be battling for any starts that we can get, and I don't think that's going to change throughout the season. But at the same time, I think whoever's playing, the other guy has the guy's back and is nothing but supportive. So I think it's a great relationship from that standpoint.
Thanks, Cal.
Next up is John Hoven.
Morning, Cal. Just curious, what are some of the things that you work on with Billy or even with Quick, during some of these practices?
It's a lot of what we're doing right now is more so geared towards whoever our opponent is going to be coming up. I think the one of the nice things about playing these 2 game segments is you get to kind of key in on some certain tendencies that maybe the other team has and really work on those. Usually it's kind of geared around some of the drills that we do after practice and like I said, the tendencies in the offensive zone or what other teams really look for. So that's something that we've been really working on and Billy's done a good job of really identifying, so we're as prepared as we can get whenever the 2 games come around.
As a goaltender, do you have a preference for sort of how the practice schedule goes? McClellan's been talking a lot lately about wanting to get several practices to get system stuff done for forwards and defensemen and things. But as a goalie, do you like that practice, then day off, then game day, sort of routine, or are these 3 practices in a row going to be helpful to you as well?
I mean, I think anytime you practice, you got a good, opportunity to, one gets, maybe some more confidence or, work on stuff that you don't really get to work on when you have kind of a string of games. And so I think from that standpoint, it's great. I think, the thing to always monitor is obviously building into the game. So you're not, too gassed for that. But, the unique thing is having these long practices or these different practice days as you get to work on stuff. And I think it only helps your confidence going into games when you have 2 or 3 days of good practice under your belt.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks.
Next up is Jim Fox.
Cal, it's on the same tangent here. Are you starting to build your own book as opposed to, getting input, which you want from the assistant coach or Billy Ranford? Are you starting to build your own book on tendencies of teams or players?
I mean, I think a little bit of both. I mean, I think it's collaborative effort. I think Billy probably does more of the identifying kind of through video and lets me know the different tendencies. And then, like I said, if you're playing a 2 game segment, you kind of pick up on some stuff that they're trying the first game and you're a little bit more prepared for the second game. But, for me too, I haven't, obviously played every team in the league. So some of the teams and their tendencies are a little new to me. And so I'm just kind of, rolling with it and kind of absorbing anything that I can that, that will help me the next time that we play, each other. And especially with this kind of format, when you're playing teams 8 times, any little piece of information or, tendency you can pick up, can only help you later on in the season.
If I can, again, one more, just generally speaking, and we usually ask this of players that are just entering the league, you're beyond that now, but is the NHL style living up to what you expected it to be? I could lead you here, meaning traffic, decision-making speed, that type of stuff.
Yeah. Like I think the thing that's benefited me is I've gotten, different stints the last 2 years. So in a way I kind of, somewhat know what to expect, but I'm also, trying to learn with each game. And it still feels something like that's relatively new for me. And, but like I said earlier, I'm feeling more comfortable in that, with the day to day. And it definitely feels like it's the place I'm supposed to be and the level I'm supposed to play at. So, for me, I'm really enjoying every day up here and, kind of settling in and trying to, build my game to be the best I can and obviously, help lead the team to a few victories.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next up is Jesse Cohen.
Hey Cal, after the long break from last season, then coming into camp and then winding up on the COVID protocol list, I'm just wondering how much, if any, disruption that posed to your preparation for the season.
I think it was one of those things that, in a way, once I was kind of put on the list, I didn't really have any control over. It was more so, doing everything I could from that point to be as prepared for the season. And I think that's kind of, the thing is the players and teams that can manage those little disruptions, the best are the ones that are gonna, have the most success. So I kind of, took it as an opportunity to, maybe, obviously it was kind of right after training camp and, I took it as a way to, maybe I'll let the body rest a little bit and be even stronger and in better shape when I come back. It was hard the first couple games. Obviously those were my first games and, however long. And so it took a little bit to kind of, get my game management and understanding back. But, I think since then it's been pretty good in that regard.
You talked about the relationship between two goalies on an active roster, but we've also heard from younger players who spent time on the taxi squad about wanting to come to practice, show the team that they're going to work hard. Have you had an opportunity to mentor some of the young goalies that are on the taxi squad that aren't really going to challenge for a spot on the NHL roster?
Yeah, Matty Villalta has been up a little bit. Mostly it's been Jacob Ingram, and I think those guys are, they're number one. They're really hard workers, and I think it's kind of the way that they have been able to approach it. I mean, they have to come out early for practices and stay out late, and it's a hard thing to have to come out and kind of take some of the more unfavorable shots that are a little bit more geared towards forwards and scoring at the beginning and end of practice. So I think those guys have had great attitudes and come in and worked really hard, and I think it's a great opportunity for them to basically get NHL shots every day. So they've been awesome in that regard, and they're really cool to have out there with us.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks.
All right, next up is Daryl Evans.
Hey, Cal, I think by my count, I think Kings have used 10 different defensemen this year. How difficult is that for a goaltender to learn to communicate and learn tendencies of so many different guys in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I think it's the good thing is a lot of the guys that are coming up, I've had a relationship with and played behind, whether it's been with the Reign or now, just getting to know them. And I think it's a collaborative effort. I think every single game, individual guys and then us as a group have gotten a lot better, and our transitions have got better, and our understanding of kind of where each other's going to be in the zone have been a lot better. So I think it's something that a lot of guys have taken advantage of the opportunity. And, I think you can see obviously from the last game, we've really grown from, the first time that, Walks and Royce went down. And so I think it's a great thing that there's going to be a lot of competition back there, and there's a lot of guys that, can step in and fill roles and have that success. So I think it's been a very, positive thing in that regard.